Hi everyone, it's Ryan. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be making some bread pudding out of some leftover hamburger buns that I had in the pantry. Alright, so to start off with, and I'm going to preface this with I have a cake in the oven, so if my timer goes off, I'm going to go check that. But I have an 8x8 pan here, and in it I just have a tablespoon of butter, and you want to go ahead and mash the butter. Oh gosh, sorry. Spread the butter everywhere to grease your pan. And it also adds extra butter, which is amazing. And then I also have in this little bowl over here, I have 2 tablespoons of butter that I'm going to melt in the microwave here in just a second. So get your whole thing buttered. And like I said, I'm using some leftover hamburger buns. You could use hot dog buns, regular bread, whatever you wanted for this. I'm just using what I had and what sounded good this week. So I'm gonna wash my hands real quick. All right, I'm gonna put this butter in the microwave to melt it, and then I'm gonna start tearing up my hamburger buns. All right, I got my butter melted and I need to check on those cakes in the oven. So I'm going to use, I have 4 buns, but I think I'm only going to use 3 of them. So I'm going to go ahead and just tear them up into the pan. You want to make sure that your bread is kind of stale so that it's ready to absorb all of this goodness that we are about to pour over it. We'll see, I might need all 4 of them. You can use, like I said, whatever kind of bread you want for this. And we are going to make a vanilla sauce in just a minute that we can pour over it whenever it is done. And I do have my oven preheating to 350, so make sure you have that going while you wait, or while you're getting this prepped. We're gonna stick with 3 for now. If we pour everything over it and it looks like it might need a little bit more bread, we will pour some more over top. All right. So I'm gonna put something under this so it stops making noise. Let's see. Okay. So now, all right, so I have this under here just so that it doesn't make that annoying sound again. So I am going to put in my bowl, I have 4 eggs, and I am going to grab a whisk and get those mixed up just a little bit so that the yolks are broken up. Get them mixed up nicely. And then I'm going to add, there it is, my measuring cup. I need 2 cups of evaporated milk. If you don't have evaporated milk, you could use cream, half and half, regular milk, whatever you wanted. So 2 cups. Right, pour that in. And get it all mixed up. Be careful not to slop it everywhere. And then we are going to need 3/4 cup of sugar, just regular sugar. We're going to use brown sugar later in the vanilla sauce. So 3/4 cup of sugar. And then 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, and then 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And that's really it for the mixture that we're going to pour over the top. Oh, and a pinch of salt. Always a pinch of salt. When you make anything sweet, it just adds that little bit of extra flavor. So make sure that you get your sugar nice and mixed in. If you wanted to, you could have mixed up your sugar and cinnamon before. You wouldn't have these lumps that I have in here right now. It's just going to take me a little bit longer mixing to get all of that incorporated better. All right. And I forgot while we were waiting to go ahead and pour the melted butter over top of your bread pieces. So you need to grab my spatula. Make sure you get all of that buttery goodness in there. Okay, give this another mix just to make sure that none of the sugar sunk to the bottom. Okay. Oh, sorry. Now we are going to pour this over top. Once you get everything poured on top, you will want to go ahead and push your bread down so that it all starts to soak up everything. And you know what? We are going to add this other bun because it just doesn't quite seem like there's enough in there. So we're going to add this. Improvise as you go. Okay. Get that kind of spread out and just push it down so that it all gets mixed together. And then we are going to bake this in the oven until it's set, which is hopefully going to be around 45 minutes to an hour. It does have egg in it, so you do want to make sure that it gets nice and set before you pull it out. All right, so we're going to put this in the oven, and then we're going to make the vanilla sauce. All right, so now we're going to make the vanilla sauce. So I'm going to turn my burner on about medium-high heat, and I'm going to put 3 tablespoons of butter in it. And we are going to let this melt down and brown a little bit. I'm just going to break it up into some small pieces so it melts a little bit faster. Should have already had my burner on, but I didn't think about it. All right. Gonna let that brown just a touch. So we also have some salt, brown sugar, and vanilla. All right, I am back. So I got the kitchen cleaned up while that was all happening. So that took between 9 and 10 minutes for it to get, you can see the little bit of brown little bits on the bottom. So that took about, like I said, 9 to 10 minutes. I got everything put in the dishwasher, and everything that couldn't go in the dishwasher, I got hand washed. So now I'm gonna add 1 tablespoon of packed brown sugar and a pinch of salt. Just gonna get that mixed in. All right, so now we're also going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla. I don't know where my teaspoon went, so I'm just gonna, turn off the heat. Mix that up. Okay, now we're just gonna let this sit off to the side for a little bit, and then we'll come back with a whisk and mix this up. All right, I'm gonna set it on the back and we'll be back. Okay, y'all. So I am not going to lie to you and tell you that this is like my favorite vanilla sauce recipe that I've ever used, because I wanted to make bread pudding, and so I looked up a vanilla sauce recipe online, and this was just a lot of the ingredients that a lot of people used. So I threw it together and I just kept thinking, okay, I'm missing something. This needs to have like a cream or something in it. So one of the recipes that I just went online and looked, and one of them said to mix it up with a whisk, and I'm not about to get a metal whisk all up in my new pot here. So I'm going to pour it in this measuring glass. The only reason this is here is just so that it's easier for you to see while I'm mixing. Like, the brown sugar did not incorporate at all. So this may be a fail that you get to see. So I am just going to get everything in here. Just use my one little beater here. And we're gonna see if this is gonna whip up. So I'm gonna probably speed through this and mute it so you don't have to listen to this. So we'll see. I don't know, y'all. That's not really working for me. I guess it kind of incorporated a little bit better. I think what I'm gonna do is add a little bit of evaporated milk, since I have some here on the counter. We will see what we come up with here. I'm just gonna add a tablespoon, and we will just see what happens. All right, I'm gonna taste this and see what we think. Ew. Nope. Hard pass. All right, y'all. Back to the drawing board. All right, y'all. I put it back on the cooktop with the milk in it and brought it back up to a boil. So now I'm going to try whipping it again. It seems to have melted the sugar a little bit more, so we'll see if this comes together. Y'all, it wants to come together. It looks like a caramel sauce in the bottom. So what I'm going to do is, I don't know if a lot of y'all have an immersion blender, so I'm going to get out my little mini chopper that's also kind of a mini food processor. Y'all are coming on this journey with me, so I'll be right back. Okay, I'm just leaving it on here because I just feel like it's a little easier for y'all to see. Here's my little mini chopper. So I am going, make sure this is not too hot whenever you pour it into yours. I don't want to be responsible for y'all melting your plastic on your chopper. So we're gonna see. This is basically now a caramel sauce. So we're gonna change it from a vanilla sauce into a vanilla caramel sauce. So I'm just gonna turn this on high and we're gonna see if it whips together. There we go. That is much better. And I'm gonna try this again, just to make sure it's good before I tell you all to make it. That's good. It's still wanting to separate a little, but once it gets poured over the bread pudding, any of that extra butter is just going to soak in and it's going to be yummy. So there we go. We just made a sauce. All right, the bread pudding just came out of the oven and I stuck a knife down in the center and it came out pretty clean. So now I just put the sauce back in the I put it in the microwave to get it runny again. So I would suggest doing that. And like I said, it's going to be a little separated and a little buttery, but we are just going to pour this over the top and let that caramel go everywhere. And then I am going to slice some up. I'm telling you, this sauce might not have looked the greatest, but it did taste good because I was really close to just scrapping it and saying, forget this. So I'm gonna cut. Woo, that's still hot. Let me make sure you can see this real quick. All right, I'm gonna cut us a corner piece here. And I am, like I said, this just came out of the oven, so it's gonna be steaming hot. I really wish I would have gotten some vanilla ice cream at the grocery store this morning, but I did not even think about it. It's nice and crispy on the edge. Looks so good. I am so excited to eat this. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, comment down below if you make this and you like it, and tell me what you think about the sauce. Like I said, y'all were here when I tweaked it and came up with the change. If you think of something else that would be good with it, let me know. Thanks for watching. Bye. Okay, I'm trying it. It's gonna be so hot. That is so good. Oh, I'm really mad I did not get ice cream. Y'all, I'm doing a happy dance back here. That sauce is so good on the top. All right, now I'm really leaving. Bye. Sorry you had to hear me chew.